our thoughts have gravity. That is the key. That's the bottom line. To understand that our thoughts have gravity, which means in order to shift the way we used to think before, we've got work to do. And if we do the work, then we can change our direction. And by changing our direction, we can change what happens next. That is the key. Because what I want is I want the future to be different from what it is today. And I am absolutely able to control that by shifting my attention. And if something has been going on for a while, it's going to require more work because it has more gravity. It has more momentum. And now that I understand this stuff, now that I understand how it works, I can do it. Yes, it is going to require me to focus. It is going to require me to pay attention, but isn't it worth it? Isn't it worth it for me to pay attention? And that's the decision we have to make, because we can be lazy about it. When you're pre-manifestational, that's the time to do the work. It's easier to do the work when you're pre-manifestational. When you're already in the middle of a manifestation, then more work is required because you've already added momentum. So if I could use the analogy of a weighing scale that has two sides, two plates, the one that we dangle from here, and it has two plates. Every time we think the same old thought, we are putting more weight on one side of the scale. That side is going to tip over. And when it tips over, a manifestation is going to take place. And so we've got to not add more onto the scale. Add more to this side, because we don't want the same old thing to happen. We want something new to happen. If we want to have something new to happen, we've got to think new thoughts. And the more we are able to stop and be aware and turn away and think new thoughts, then the same old cannot happen. But why does post-manifestational work take more effort? Well, because what happens is in post-manifestational work, we've already added more weight to the old side. It's already tipped. And now we've got to remove the weight we put on it. We've got to remove the new weight we just put on it, and we've got to remove some of the old weight we put on it. And then we've got to add weight to the new side of the scale, the other side of the scale, because that's the side we want to have tip over. So it's going to take work, because we've got to remove all the weight we put on this side of the scale. We put the weight on this side of the scale. So slowly, in small bits and pieces, we've got to remove the weight we put on this side of the scale. The thing is, we don't even know we put the weight there, you see. That's the issue. Most of us are not aware that we are the ones who weighed this side down. So the very first thing to do is to become aware that we are the ones who are weighing this side down. In order to change this, in order to prevent this side from creating a manifestation in our lives, we've got to add weight over here. We've not only got to add weight over here, we've also got to remove some weight from here. That's the belief work that we do. When we do the belief work, we are removing some of the weight we put over here, and we are adding new weight over here with our new thoughts. At some point in time, the two scales will be equal, and if we keep going, then this one will eventually tip over. We will start having a new set of manifestations in our life, which will then be an indication that we have done the work. So you see, thoughts have gravity. They carry weight. They carry weight. We say that. We've got sayings about how much weight a thought carries, how much weight words carry. We say that. We refer to the weight of the words. That weight is the weight of momentum and belief. The weight of momentum and belief is what we need to lift in order to have things go in a different direction. So guys, that's the work we do here. Every time we gather over here, every single time we listen to Abraham, every single time we listen to any other teacher who is trying to teach us something new about life and how it works, we are adding weight to the positive side of the scale. Eventually, the scale will tip. But sometimes what makes the work harder is we don't see how. Because this scale hasn't tipped. We don't know that we are adding weight here because we can't see the weight of our thoughts. It's invisible. We cannot see the weight of our thoughts. And that is why it feels to us as if nothing is happening. It feels to us as if nothing is changing. For a while, nothing changes. Because we've been thinking thoughts that have weighed this side of the scale down for a very long time. It stands to reason that we are going to have to do some work in order to tip the scale in our favor. And sometimes when we don't see the results of it, we become disillusioned, demoralized. We feel as if I'm doing all this work and nothing's changing. And I want you to know that change is happening. It's just not visible yet. If you keep doing the work, the change will become visible. Your life will change in ways that you will say, yes, I did that. I did that. Look at how far I've come. Look at all the ways in which my life is better. And then you'll start having fun with the process. And life will get better. Life will get better. Trust me, life will get better. And it will keep getting better and better and better and better. You've just got to keep doing the work without looking for the results. Just keep doing the work every single day without looking for results. And understand that whatever you focus on, you activate. When you use words that activate negative emotion, it is an activation. So instead of activating and then deactivating, it's so much better not to activate in the first place, right? So find new ways of saying things that don't touch on the negative. And we start feeling better. We know that we are making progress. Internally, we know that we are making progress. Even though we can't see the results of it, the visible results of it, doesn't mean that the results are not there. It's just this thing about the scale. We've got to have the scale tip in our favor. And no one else can make the scale tip in our favor. It's us who have to do all the work to make it tip over. Those people who cause frustration in our lives are there as our teachers. They are in effect our friends.